Hey, what's up everybody? This is Royce from Pedal Metal. Welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be taking a look at Hot Wheels' new silhouette set, and this is part of their premium car culture lineup, and this is for 2019. There's 5 cars in the set, and number 1 out of 5 is a 76 Chevy Monza. Number 2 out of 5 is a 76 Greenwood Corvette. Number 3 out of 5 is a 78 Porsche 935 78. Number 4 is the RWB Porsche 930, and 5 out of 5 is the Nissan SKYLINE Silhouette. Here's the packaging. These are kind of difficult to find. They're starting to finally show up in stores. I ordered this set off of eBay about a month ago and just haven't had time to review them. And I have found 3 out of the 5 of the cars in the store since. So you might have good luck as well. The Chevy Monza is actually the rarest of them because there was only 1 per box. Alright, here we have the 1976 Chevy Monza wide body race car. From what my quick initial research on Google Images, it appears to be this is kind of like a play on the Alan Moffat raced car, which he was Australian. I believe this was raced down under. Don't quote me on that, and the car was also number 25, not 76, as shown here on the doors. I could not find any other Chevy Monza with a paint scheme similar to this, except for that one that raced against Holden cars and other Australian vehicles. Much like the rest of the set, some things are accurate and some things are not. And the paint scheme on this, looking at the hood, looks accurate to the photos I'd seen on Google Images, but the paint scheme on the sides is a little different. But it does have gold centered rims, similar to the actual car was gold centered basket weave BBS wheels, but it's a pretty close rendition. I'm not sure who D Noble is, the driver name on the roof of this car. I have a feeling that's someone who works at Hot Wheels, Dream Team division. Either way, it's really cool. I have a couple other Chevy Monza race cars in my collection, and I always thought it was really good looking wide body. Love that era. It's one of my favorite eras of race cars, the MONZA silhouette cars, the wide, huge fiberglass bodies. Anything pretty much as original would be your main cockpit tub, and that's pretty much it. The rest of the rules were fairly loose, so that's where hence the term silhouette came from, was they had to look pretty damn close to the original car, but they weren't obviously anything like what you could go and buy in the showroom. Really cool. Like I'd stated earlier, this is the rarest out of the 5 because there's only 1 per box. I think it's gorgeous. It's in like a root beer brown color with orange and yellow and red type, or orangish red graphics. Really cool. Underrated in my opinion. A lot of people claimed online this was going to be a major peg warmer. I highly doubt it. I think it's the hardest to find out of the 5, and it's going to remain that way. Mainly just due to supply and demand. So I'm not sure if that's Dave Noble or what that says. D Noble on the roof there. I'm not sure what the deal is with that. I have a feeling it's someone that works at Hot Wheels. This one has a raw metal base. Just love this color. Such a unique brown. It's just a shame it's not really showing up very well on the camera here. So all right, there you go. Number 1 out of 5. We'll move on to the next one. Here's number 2 out of 5. This is the 1976 Chevrolet Corvette Greenwood, and this is actually based on a real race car from John Greenwood. And it is a Mancuso Chevrolet sponsored vehicle. It's in a light blue and features very fairly accurate tampos on, which are clear coated, really well done. Just a couple things could be redone, in my opinion. Could be a few things could be detailed up on, but I think these are great right out of the pack for the price. We'll stop and take a closer look here at it. This one features the same wheels as the MONZA, but in black, and it has a white metal base. If you're not familiar with Car Culture series, they're all over metal with rubber Real Rider style tires. I like the cityscape on the hood, looks awesome. Really nice. So there you go. It's number 2 out of the 5. And we will move on to number 3. Alright, number 3 out of the 5 is the Porsche 935/78 Moby Dick. And this is in the Sequence PPG livery. And this was a real car, raced by Andretti and I think 2 other drivers. Whittington, one of the Whittington brothers was, I remember, was one of the drivers as well. And look those guys up if you're not familiar with the Whittington brothers. They are quite the characters who ended up getting busted for smuggling drugs, and it was just a crazy story with those guys in the race team. But anyway, this car is pretty awesome, and like I said, it's a fairly accurate livery that Hot Wheels has produced here. And it's all over white with blue trim, blue Aero discs wheels. It does appear to be clear coated over top, the tampos. Gloss black base. Really cool. Awesome. Just looks awesome in that livery. Really looks cool. I think this set, once again, they just knocked it out of the park, in my opinion. This is another must-have set, and it is difficult to keep up with all these sets from Hot Wheels, and it does get expensive, obviously. But these premium cars, I think they're just awesome. All of them are just great. So here we go. We'll move on to number 4. All right, number 4 out of 5 is the RWB Porsche 930. I'm not sure how relevant this car is to the set. I know they wanted to produce this for a while, and it is an extremely popular casting, and it's fabulous. Don't get me wrong, but I'm not sure how well this actually, why does this belong in the set? I don't really know. In my opinion, it shouldn't really be in this set. It should be more like in a tuner's lineup. Is it a silhouette car? Yes and no. It's obviously a silhouette of a Porsche. We know it's a 930. It started off that way, but it was raced in the Idler series in Japan, more of a private club racing events. As far as I know, correct me if I'm wrong, but this was never professionally raced per se. As in all the other cars, all the other 4 out of the 5 were professionally raced cars. Not knocking it down or anything like that, so don't take it that way. I just don't sure how this really is relevant to this series, but it is amazing casting, absolutely freaking awesome in my opinion. Probably it could be one of the top castings of 19. We'll have to see how it goes. From Instagram and other places I've seen, people are freaking out over it and saying once they got it out of the pack, they were kind of like a, ho-hum, okay, it's cool now, but once they got out of the pack, people freaked out over this vehicle and said, this thing is freaking awesome out of the pack. And I agree, once I broke it out of the pack, it is definitely better than having it in the pack. So I'll show you here in a second. Like I said, this one is getting easier to find in the stores because it's just so many of them per case. This was one of the first Hot Wheels that I know of. I believe it is the very first ones besides the Skyline silhouette to feature the deep dish wheels. They're new from Hot Wheels, and if you can't, it's hard to grasp the size of them. They are really deep. This one has a gunmetal flat base. The color, it almost looks raw there, but it's not. It's actually painted. What's cool about it then, you can see here the color transfers through the back to the motor back here. This car is, I'm pretty sure it's normally aspirated. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the real car is normally aspirated. I could be wrong on that. It's been a while since I watched any YouTube videos of it, but it does have the 3 exhaust tips. It would say Stella Artois on the side though, on the actual car itself, instead of Rowelt, which means rough world, I guess is what it actually means. It's in a satin black, which is very similar color to my Tamica that I had reviewed, and kind of reminds me of that. Maybe I'll go and get that and we'll put it next to each other and see how the color looks. Putting my 2.1 RSR turbo next to the Rough World RWB, you can see this one is also in a satin black, and they go together really well sitting next to each other. They both look pretty wicked, very, very devilish looking, evil, badass cars. I do have a video of that Tamica by itself on my channel, and or that's KYOSHO, I'm sorry, that's not a Tamica, it's KYOSHO. But don't they go together? I think they look really nice together, both in the satin black, very similar. The paint on the Hot Wheels is obviously a lot rougher condition than the KYOSHO. Anyway, I just thought that might look cool to see the two together on screen here. I'll get that out of the way. I don't want to confuse anybody. Yeah, the back details on the car look great. You know, there's a couple things I would do different with it. But it's, for a Hot Wheels car, this shocked me that the rear wing, that's all metal. I really thought this would be, this upper portion would be in plastic. That surprised me that that's all metal. So this could be a standout for 2019. It is. It's really awesome. So all right, enough of that one. We'll move on to 5 out of 5. All right, this is number 5 out of 5. This is the Nissan Skyline Silhouette. My initial research on Google Images, I believe this was raced in 1984, and all the pictures I saw, it's car number 1, not 25. Not saying that there was not a car number 25. I'm sure there was. I just didn't see any pictures of it online. The ironic thing of this vehicle is this particular one, I believe the real car was sponsored by Tamica, or otherwise known as Tommy here in the United States, which was a Japanese toy company. If you look at Google Images, the car would say Tamica on it, and it's in the red and black livery such as this with the white wheels. It would have been kind of funny if Hot Wheels would have produced it with the Tamica logo on it. I think that would have been really funny. But I guess that, you know, wouldn't have never happened, because that's kind of like their competitor overseas, I guess. But either way, this thing is fabulous. This car is awesome. Paint looks good on it. Really no kind of orange peel or anything. It looks pretty good. Lots of details. This is the other one of the two that has the new wide, super deep dish rims with the new six-spoke wheels. Looks really awesome. I think this is really unusual. The way they have the base is incorporated into the sides of the car. This huge shin spoiler in the front. Very unique casting. We have the deep dish wheels, of course, gloss black base. The whole thing is put together. It's clever how Hot Wheels team did this, and they should be applauded for this casting. This and the RWB both are really well worth the $549 a piece in my opinion. These cars, paint job looks great on it, like hardly any orange peel. There's a couple little nicks here and there, but you can see here, I believe either that's plastic or part of the base. I can't really, oh, maybe that is separate. I think that's part of the plastic. I didn't see that. It does snap in there at the bottom. Someday maybe to drill one apart and see, but until then I don't think I really need to drill one apart. I really appreciate it in the state that it's currently in. But wow, how freaking awesome is that thing? Really cool. Once again, we have another windshield banner. Like I said in another video, I think that's going to be, hopefully they don't play it out, Hot Wheels, but in 2019 I think it's going to be pretty popular. They're going to be throwing windshield banners on a lot of their vehicles. So there you go, that's number 5 out of 5. If you guys like this type of video, be sure to subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, and let me know down below what's your guys' favorite out of the 5. Obviously the RWB Porsche and the Skyline are the only 2 new castings out of the 5. The others are redone, but that's okay. We love them either way. But let me know what you guys think. What's your favorite? You know, or you can even have 2 favorites. Just put it down below. And don't forget, I will be having a contest here soon, and to celebrate 7,000 subscribers. And it took a long time to hit that, but it's getting there slowly. We're getting there. But I'll get a shot here of all 5 cars together, and I appreciate all you guys. And until next time, I'll see you guys later. All right, bye now.